Snapping sexism's neck. What I never want to see here are bullies. I don't want to feel like a pushover when my timer goes off. Understand, this event is timed. So I have to start tracking down, or else we might lose page 2. If people, I have a lot of faith in you guys, but if folks try to sneak copywritten material under my nose, YouTube is still watching 1984 style. And poof, no more live stream. It hurts, the event. It hurts me. It's a blatant disregard to these fair and well-balanced guidelines. It makes me feel like a placemat, honestly. I love this event, and I bring as much positivity and kindness as I can. Please don't walk on me. I have set things up this way to ensure that we can function as an event and as a healthy community. Everyone needs to feel loved, respected, but there is a time when I have to cut people off. I know most of you won't like it, but that's how it has to be. I am an ally, but I need your respect as well, because otherwise it's just not fun anymore. I can no longer make exceptions to these rules. Anyways, thanks for coming out. I am very grateful for all of you. Y'all make this happen. Y'all bring life to this place. Thank you. Can I get another fuck yeah? Fuck yeah. Awesome. Anyway, here are the rules. Number 1, by getting on this stage, you consent to be live streamed onto Cush Cafe's playlist for page 2 poetry. Number 2, you get 8 minutes. You don't have to use all of it, no pressure. Number 3, absolutely no copywritten material. You can read a friend's work or your own or, family, as long as you ask them for permission. Number 4, turn your cell phones to silent or off. No texting in class. Schoolwork's important. It's important for the future. You don't want to have to work at the salt mines of Eugene because we have a lot of salt that comes from here. Number 5, no derogatory, hateful bullshit. No racism, sexist, homophobic propaganda. Homophobia, the works, all of that hateful shit. None of it. With all that said and done, I have a brand new poem for y'all. Get a fuck yeah! I also want to check this chair to see that it's not broken. Thank you for, nobody else abuse the furniture, please. This is based on true events from my life. I think I might just sit down first. No, fuck it, I'll stand. All right. 2 buses, morning and early evenings. The single street stretch leading into the country is quiet. No cops, a few cars, swastikas in the one public restroom, vandalized vandalism, dicks everywhere. An abandoned house from the 1820s. Loiter in front of Dairy Mart. Do I walk the extra 3 miles to the house? Or wait for a ride? The big show's tonight. 8 DJs, 300 people. This quiet moment with my pork rinds is the last gentle feeling I will have until the next day. Anything and almost everything will happen tonight. Right now, my friends and I are sharing our smokes to make them last through the show. None of us are planning on sleeping. Our combined forces will make sure everything goes smoothly. The excitement is pulsating gently in the pit of my stomach. Pretty girls are coming out tonight. Free drugs around every corner. Non-stop dancing. Oh, man. Yeah, I printed this out like a week ago. It's kind of fucked up. The burning of the Christmas tree to mark the beginning of summer. At this point, I am trying to smother the anxiety with positive thinking. After half an hour, I choose to get a ride. This was going to be a long, laborious night. And any peace of mind I can get, any micro naps I can take, I make a point to do it. Arriving at the blank house, old Deffy, the white pit bull Labrador retriever, gives me a happy doggy hug. The house is 2 stories with 5 acres worth of property, a garden, and random junk everywhere. I stash my bag in the laundry room. My raver costume consists of leopard print gloves for all the etards, a pinstripe suit, a baby blue microfiber button-up shirt, bowling ball red and black dance shoes. I also brought a few masks and poppets to keep people on their toes. My iconic weed pipe, the war pipe, rests comfortably inside a hidden pocket, along with a healthy stash of anxiety medication, a few weed cookies, most of an eighth of G13, and of course, my last few cigarettes. Deep breaths. Various friends and out-of-town travelers have arrived early to set things up inside the creaking barn. The paint has chipped off all over the place. Big bear hugs, smoke a bowl with a few friends, match bowls, drink a couple beers, buzzed, and not many people are here yet. Maybe 4 of us are upstairs. The rope swing in the middle of the room is repurposed. The barn had been deemed unstable by the town of blank. This never stopped us. The stairs were incredible. It was an act of courage going up and down. Around the top was a 2.5-foot gap between steps. These are 90-year-old rotten wood, duct tape, and various nails stairs. Later, we would have to bring lamps. Amps. My computer's broken. Turntables, and whatever the fuck else they needed help with. We improvised an open bar and a mini snack bar as well with overpriced junk food to sell to yuppie fucks with money to waste. We quarantined all the pits on the edge of the top floor. This was part of my best friend's house. He knew all the ins and outs of the place, sweeping all the cans into a secret room, picking up as much broken glass. We don't want to get sued. After another hour, the DJs are filtering in, setting up green and gray family-sized pup tents. They drive black SUVs, minivans of all shapes and sizes. Some have little crews of people helping them move things. That's always a blessing. First, the people we know start to show up. This is the best part of any show. Well, that and the chance I might find love that night. The sun is about to go down. Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Too bad I'm not superstitious. First, there's 5 of us. Now 20. Once we have around 50, 3 of us grab a Christmas tree apiece at around 6 through 8 feet per tree. Then we grab 4 large white buckets of hose water. The process takes 45 minutes. Meanwhile, the first DJ is beginning his sound check. The promoter improvises a mud-blackened glass table with a goat-destroyed umbrella for tickets and cop watch. The front yard is full of cars, so they pull over on the side of the road. Beautiful, scantily clad women arrive in short skirts, yoga pants, thongs, maybe just bras and panties, some no panties. Rich and white trash wannabe gangster rappers arrive. 40-year-old coke dealers dressed in tie-dyed pajamas creep around looking for customers. The headlining DJ makes an announcement about CDs. The 3 of us who brought the Christmas trees grab improvised torches from the secret room. On the count of 3, the trees go up in a large, violent flame. We take turns watching the fire. Young 14-year-old ecstasy dealers, people bring expensive liquors and cheap beers. Seasoned partiers make their grand entrances. I, of course, am not impressed. Passing bowls around the campfire, 2 hours pass with no problems. The bass is loud, the music repetitive, and everyone is having fun so far. People making money, people drinking in the VIP section. I wander the party. People watching. 4 huge guys arrive with nitrous tanks, all of them openly armed. The music continues. A friend of mine eats some mushrooms, tripping hard. The gunmen freak him out. So we wander up the property and I guide him through his trip. Returning to the barn, and none of us are pleased. The DJ is bloody and passed out on the floor. A 5-second loop repeats itself and nobody noticed. More people arrive, this time college-age kids dressed up in animal costumes, possible furries. The gunmen leave quietly. I fetch the DJ from the floor, first hunting down the next one on the roster. Nowhere to be found. I find him finally in the boarded up room, silently crying under an old office desk. He needs a slap to reality, so I bring it his way. Then a hug. Hesitantly, he goes up the stairs. The dance floor is empty, and most of the crowd is outside, loudly drinking and pretending to have deep conversations. Really, most of them are just horny, trying to conceal the boners they accidentally paid for. Under the preconception, it was high-grade ecstasy. 3 hours till sunrise, 5 hours till the bus. The acid quietly disappears. Drunk drivers rush home for work in the morning. The pretty ladies don't stick around super long either. Brand new guests arrive. The passed out DJ in the house on the brown suede couch is covered in cats and dogs. The oxygen tanks remain behind the minibar. Old school party hounds hit on underage girls. I watch through a hole in the wall, a blade replica sword in one hand and a pellet gun in my pocket. Once I think it's getting quiet, it only gets louder. I don't fight the guy. I kick him off the property. Me and a couple female friends stand guard over passed out college-age girls and boys, giving them blankets, holding their hair when they wake up and puke. I am the protector. My guy friends are either blacked out themselves or apathetic. They go to sleep. I stay up. No love tonight. That's all right, I guess. This is pretty long. You gotta forgive me on this. The bad music's almost over. I dance a little afterbit. The creeps leave. I leave the barn as well to check on the DJ. Check in on the garage where 10 traveler kids are doing lines of Molly off dirty broken glass. An old PlayStation 1 games. We all smoke weed and I chill out for a moment. Suddenly a bright white light shines into the window. We're on the second story. I gesture for everyone to get silent. We duck down. The speed freaks stash their shit in the crawl space. The officer is trespassing. The head of the household is an old man known as Old Man. He drunkenly rambles at the officers to leave the property. All the music goes silent. The cop enters the garage. People are silently panicking, including myself. I tell them to stay quiet. I do the talking. We were trying to sleep. That's what I say. The cops ask if I am on hard drugs, soft drugs, prescription drugs. No answer. Nothing. It's a violation of our rights. Old Man and my best friend are given a massive $500 ticket. A month later, we beat this guy in court. At the time, it was fucking terrifying. So far, the night was 5 separate anxiety attacks, hidden. After the cops, there were maybe 30 people still at the party, most of which were old friends and new. All the sketchy people were long gone, all but 2 DJs camped out. The music came back on for another hour, and then us hardcore night owls smoked and drank by the fire. I meditated on the sunrise, exhausted, filthy, and ready to go back home and sleep. I let the fire smolder safely, hunting around for treasure. I found a few nugs, a pack of smokes, $20 behind the turntable, a white baggie of something. I threw that one in the fire. It was a sunny morning. Fresh blackberries already ripe. Old Man had made us breakfast. Everyone else was asleep. I drank cowboy coffee and stared at the lumber mill in the distance. The mountains and the hills to the north of me looked like paradise. I had survived the night with nothing more than some everyday heartache and a splinter. Once breakfast was over, I grabbed my things, changed into normal clothing, put on some shades, packed a bowl for the walk, and went into town. I waited for the bus for what felt like hours. It was only 30 minutes, and looking back at the cornfields and muddy streams, staring at the barn, I consider whether or not this is the lifestyle for me. It took me a few years to get over it. I loved it at the time. Now it's just not worth it. I need to take care of myself. When I got home, I cleaned everything and passed out that night, out like a light. The next day wasn't nearly as memorable. Still, though, I survived that night. And I made sure other people did too. And that's the best part. Next weekend better be a bro night. I need that more than the mass chaos. Sounds good to me. Thank you for your patience. Those were really intense times. I'm not gonna lie. Some of that was exaggerated a bit, but pretty much all of it actually happened to me. It was crazy. Anyway, we got a brand new poet. We got a lot of new poets tonight. A brand new poet. First of all, them is Jules. Come on up here.
Yes, sir. Awesome.
How you feeling?
Good. A little marijuana really helps your creativity. Okay, I go through a lot of poetry, when I was going through the 1600s, and there's some really good poems that are like disguised into clumsy poetry just to keep the rhythm and the rhyme, right? And so I just kind of edited some of this stuff and rewrote it, because if you're a slave to rhythm and rhyme, you wind up to be a mechanical doll. You know what I mean? And it's not the complete idea of poetry, because poetry has all kinds of devices, not only rhyme, but this onomatopoeia, and all these funny things that you can do. And you don't have to have exclusively rhyme. So here is this is called Redemption by George Herbert from 1633, edited by myself. Having been a tenant long since to a rich lord, I was okay, but not happy. So I resolved to be bold. I made suit to him for something more to afford. A new rental lease I needed, and to cancel the old. At his haven, in his manor, I sought him out. They told me he was out and about to some land deal that he wanted to take possession, and everyone knew, for that was his confession. I straight returned to town, and knowing his high renown, sought him out accordingly in great resorts and theaters, gardens, parks, and courts. Slovenly I walked in disappointment when I heard a rattling noise. It came from a dark alley, strangely. I heard evil laughter. As I approached therein huddled thieves and murderers in that dark mood. On the ground was my landlord. He sadly sighed. He looked up and he said, "Your suit is granted." Then he died. So I wanted to make the point how poetry can be funny. And the funniest thing, the greatest thing to me for fun poetry is limericks. And I've got a big collection of limericks. I'd like to, try a few on you. There was a young lady of Twickenham, whose boots were too thick to walk quick in hum. She wore them a while, but after a mile, she peeled them off and was sick of them. This is called Put Them Back, Jack. There was an old fellow of Cosham who took out his false teeth to wash them. But his wife said, "Jack, if you don't put them back, I'll jump on your nuts and squash them." Oh, sorry, it's a little perverted there. There once was a sailor named Link, whose mates rushed him off to the clink. Said he, "I have a skunk as a pet in my bunk, but that's no reason to raise a stink." Arriving in heaven. To a person arriving in heaven, said St. Peter, "We dine sharply at 7. Then breakfast at 8. Never mind if you're late, because there's biscuits and milk at 11. This is called They Dropped Like Flies. Yes, the gals from the Chinese pagoda ate onions from fair Minnesota, and garlic from Greece, and Limburger at least, while her friends dropped like flies from the odor. A young Russian named Bowski. There was a young Russian named Bowski who called his apartment his houseky. His gum he called his chewski. His cow he called his mooski. And his little dog he called his bow wow wow wowski. All right, this is one for you, all you stoners out there. This is called Higher and Higher. There was a young girl in the choir whose voice went up higher and higher. It reached such a height that it was clear out of sight, and they found it next day in the spire. This is called One More Crust, and it's about the audience. You're the audience, so this is about you. A fat young actress once said, as she gobbled down slices of bread, "If I eat one more crust, I surely will bust," at which point the audience fled. A silly young ninny. A fellow who lived in New Guinea was known as a silly young ninny. He utterly lacked good judgment and tact, and as far as clean socks, he's got ninny. He hasn't got any, excuse me. I screwed that up. A hippo. A hippo from Chesapeake Bay decided to take up ballet. So she stood on her toes and said, okay, here goes, and made a big splash on Broadway. Is it the Dodd? There once was a pretty young thing who, when somebody asked her to sing, replied, isn't it odd? I can never tell. God save the king from Pop Goes the Weasel. Well, only the tooth here. A dentist who lives in Duluth had wedded a widow named Ruth, and she was sentimental concerning things dental. She always uttered only the tooth. I know you'll like this one. My mama was a goat. A cheese that was aged and gray was walking and talking one day. Said the cheese, kindly note, my mama was a goat, and I'm made of curds, by the way. The old hag of Malacca. There was an old hag of Malacca who smoked the most atrocious tobacco. When tigers came near, they trembled with fear and would not attempt to attack her.
Right.
Well, I've got something special here for you.
You got 1 minute.
All right.
Let's hear it.
This is the one I've been looking for. This is called Yes, She Was Padded. There was a young lady named Jo who was padded from head to toe. She was hit by a truck, which was very bad luck. And she's still bouncing as far as we know.
Awesome. You know, it is really important, comedy. It's important to laugh.
That's right.
You know, especially because there is so much not comedy out there. Good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Man, I love it. I like that every week I'm getting a fuck ton of new people. It's wonderful. I love to see this community evolve. Evolving. Better watch out. Grease, come on up here.
As above, so below. They say the sun dies of the nightfall to let the moon live. If you could be mine, I wouldn't mind dying to let you shine. Reaping these dreams till the end of time. Intertwined souls of the euphoric lovers, like an angel graces me. I was born once I met you. Filling this void inside of me, though only you could fill. Making me feel like I'm not alone in a lonely place. See, grief is here to cut the hand that feeds you. To edify your life without the knife. Years dwelled within strife. It's time to resurrect your life. Money, diamonds, guns, dreams, and pretty things. It seems that all these divings are all we've ever wanted. The gangs of sex, drugs, blood, and power, and brotherhood. As I fade away, I hope I never go back to those days. As I fade away, would you stay for that forever and a day, just to say that it'll all be okay? My body of light descending from the fortunes that live up above. From the fortunes that live up above, the light, let's see. As I fade away, would you stay for that forever and a day, just to say it'll be okay? My body of light descending from the fortunes that live in the sky, save me from the chasing shadows into the endless abyss. Imagine if we ruled the world, we still would just say that it holds nothing, but we are each other's everything. I can give you life and I can take it away. I am the shade that will protect you from the healing light. For it's never felt so right, holding the world within my hands. To let it burn or to let it rot through this mindless happiness is a question I ask myself every night. You take me for the mindless happiness is a question I ask myself tonight. You take me, you tame me, you change me, you save me. I swear. They say the sun dies as above, so below of the nightfall. To let the moon live, you could be mine. I wouldn't mind dying just to let you shine, reaping these dreams till the end of time.
Oh man, cutting the hand that feeds you. That sounds a little more intense than getting bitten. Well, I don't know. I gotta wait that one out. Gosh. Well done. Beautiful. Man. You know, I'm sure some of you are wondering why we're not using the microphone. Because it sucks.
Bravo.
Yeah. You see, it's got me a little low energy. You gotta
Microphones
forgive
for
me.
high ceilings. This is a low ceiling. It's better not to have it.
Yeah.
Project.
Oh, I mean, at least the ceiling's not that
Yes,
smoking. All right, we got another new poet. Shayna, come on up here. New Poetry Cush. So, is this your first time reading in general? Or
This is my first time reading in general.
All right, well, take it away.
Thank you. I'm Shayna. It's my first time reading. So I'll start off with a couple little tidbits, and then I have like about 2 things I can read. This is kind of like an impromptu coming. I've never been here. Well, a long time ago. But anyways, my first little tidbit. My damaged soul flees the haven light, and its shell devoured by the very shadows that ravage this world. And then my next, this one here is one of my best works I think I've ever done. It's a sonnet. If only one is to be so accost, God gave you features so coy. For I turn in circles forever lost. To get too close, I feel to annoy. I want this feeling to ever be so abiding. To live a life so glamorous will not be tempting. My heart falls deeply amorous. The overflowing of the crowd stands between us. My knowledge of us is known to some. The only wish I have is to be more audacious. For now I only wish to be numb. A far distance lies between our hearts, but what will happen if we are apart? And then this one is called The Story. Your poison lies have ripped my scars open, telling the story of a love that was never true. My scarlet blood slowly stains the pages, erasing memories old and new. Read closer. The truth is hidden between the lines of guilt and pleasure. They serenade my pain. As I slowly end, the story whispered on my lips, a tale of truth, beauty, and a soul that was slain. I shall leave you guys with a quote of mine. Love never may be wrong, but there are moments when love has the wrong timing. Therefore, it makes one person or the other look selfish and unfair. Love will move on, and when the timing is right, that love will stay forever. Thank you.
That's a good quote to remember. Sure. And it's totally true, too. That's awesome, man. I love it. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I find it to be like scary at first, like before I was a host and all that. When I was a young James Otter, and I got on stage and I was constantly shaking. Well, I was low blood sugar, but I was scared shitless. But then it became this power, and I got hungry for more of it. And so I decided to take over this event. And now you have it. Anyway, we have yet another new new poet to Cush. Brandon, come on up here.
Thank you. So, man, that's great.
Take it away.
So, I just want to say that before I start, this is my very first time ever doing this and ever reading a poem of mine. So, I wrote a love poem to mark the occasion. All right. Her eyes, round as the earth and deep as the ocean, holding sincerity and certainly filled with uncertainty. She's lost, yet stopped to pause with the claws and freeze like a winter storm. I melt like a fresh fallen snowflake on the ground of the first autumn day, and in its place is a beautiful face unstained from the war that raged. But now I'm lost. Running from the feeling of being love struck on the ceiling. For a fleeting second, I'm reeling it back in. Fact, seeing the girl that I've dreamt in scenes of candor. Her smile, her laughter, her charm, and her posture. It's intoxicating. I'm drunk with unconscious feeling, but the walls close in and the ceiling collapses. She's a taboo for me and it crashes. I'm stranded, alone, left with a bottle and no hope. So I send this message out to a sea, as deep as those eyes that I see in my dreams. So they say, a picture paints 1,000 words, but a single word can paint a picture in 1,000 worlds. And it's occurred that our tongue is but a brush, and the people that we meet are empty canvases untouched. Thank you.
Yeah, I got in trouble for trying to paint a person. Well, I was using like spray paint, but still.
Did you use your tongue?
No, dude, I was using spray paint. I don't want to get sick. God, that's a fucked up thing to do. It's like rainbow maze. But man, though, it's good. It's beautiful stuff. I really like the imagery. Also the message. Well done. And congratulations. Man, all these cherries popping. I could make a pie. God, this is delicious. Right now I can make a tart, but I know it by the end of it. All right, Darlene, come on up here. You haven't been here in like, what, 6 months? Ah, man. Oh, see, you have the option to stand, possibly fall, and
All right.
that one doesn't work. Anyway, take it away. It's good to see you.
First time without a microphone, so I'm projecting. But it's nice to be back home. This first poem, it's kind of intense, I apologize. It is called Guilty Part 2. Part 1's coming after. Oh, the lighting, okay. His lows were caverns, which no one knew quite how to reach. But the map was displayed on a wall for all the world to see. No one was looking. And even when I did, I met closed doors, locked securely. It wasn't to shut out, but a challenge to find a way in. I see that now. A moment too late. Many moments too late. I stumbled upon the cavern yesterday and found your rotting corpse. 3 years too late. I would like to blame my deteriorating vision or the excuse that it wasn't my place anymore, but I should have tried harder. Someone should have searched longer, and we will never have that chance now. If time could be rewound somehow, we would unstitch the fabrics that brought you here, but the autopsy claimed a chemical conclusion, entrapping you in the illusion that nothing could help was all you needed. An open heart, a borrowed ear I offered you 3 years ago. Your decaying bones are a reminder to nobody but me. Take seriously every outburst you see, every frail hand reaching out, Every pain-tinged shout of vacancy in their eyes, the shift in their personality. Depression is a demon, lurking in the caverns that even we can't reach within ourselves. And as I shovel the last ounce of dirt on your grave, my eyes are open now. Never again will I be 3 years too late. That was intense. So here's a short one. We are a singular AC unit. We vent together. All right, this is guilty part 1. I told you I wrote you a poem, but it wasn't this one. It was a realization about opportunities and possibilities, capabilities, but it wasn't this one. It was about a detour, derailed off the same damn track I had been driving for years, but it wasn't the right one. I wrote about hope, the confidence you gave me in my abilities to trust myself, and you are amazing, you know? The way your lips traced my soul. How the rhythm of your heartbeat reverberated through my insecurities, rendering them utterly transparent. Your smile lit galaxy in my skies. Your eyes quickly became my favorite shade of affection. But I wasn't the right one. You craved concrete confessions, and I confess I wanted to give you everything. I wanted to be the rock you needed to me, but I'm not the strong one. You dream of diamonds while I'm walking on a thick sheet of glass, cracking and shattering under every tiptoe step. When I wrote you a poem, I expected the meaning to last. You were a detour. My demons drove right past. I am so sorry. Thanks, guys.
Man, detour my demons drove right past. Scary. God, that's sad. I'm sorry. That was beautiful, though. Oh, man, rough stuff. Oh, good to see you again, though, man. That's what I love. I love it. People can disappear for a long period of time, and then they show up again. Hopefully. Oh, God, grim. Oh, man, where's Billy and Mandy? Now only some of you got that. That's okay. God, that fucking chair. Fuck the chair gag. The chair gag's over. People can just sit there now. All right, Rob, come on up here. You're dragging. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, you're wearing a wire. That's okay. We'll get you later. Take it away.
Having been born in 1956, the magnificent caveman obstetrician who presided over my delivery took one look at me and said, "It's a boy. Quick, let's cut off the tip of his penis." And you wonder why the world is screwed up. Shit. The majority of men running the show had their penises mutilated at birth with no anesthesia, mind you. I want to go back to the hospital where I was born and spray paint on the side of the building. "I want my foreskin back, you fucking butchers." Never having known what it's like to have an intact penis, my penis such as it is, has served me reasonably well. Arguably, the biggest sex-related hardship brought to me by the ignorance of the 50s was having been put on infant formula on day 1 of my life. I was the cutest little baby, and yet never once did I nurse at my mother's breast. This may explain the fascination that breasts hold for me today. I fondled everything from mosquito bites to cassava melons, and they've all been just exquisite. Each one a work of art with a slightly different shape and nipple design. I'd like to be locked in a room where the walls, floors, and ceilings are all uninterrupted breasts. I'd like to run barefoot, roll, and frolic across fields of breasts. I'd like to be placed in a waffle iron where both sides are row upon row of breasts, pliable and resilient to every caress. You younger people, you were wise not to be born in the 50s. A lot of younger men have intact penises. Your parents said, gee, honey, maybe we shouldn't mutilate our son's penis. Maybe it's designed that way for a reason. Many of you were breastfed up to age 2 or even 3. Imagine the arrogance of your mothers actually believing that human breast milk could compete with infant formula manufactured by Slimeball Corporation. It is my hope that all things being equal, younger people are advanced beings who are being engineered by a superior intelligence for the specific purpose of saving the human family. I believe that this is what the alien abduction phenomenon is about. The evidence and testimony clearly suggests that it's a breeding program. Also, I expect that under the circumstances, advanced souls are streaming here from across the cosmos to take incarnation, again, for the purpose of saving our sorry asses. In some small way, I should hope that the elimination of the childhood trauma of penis mutilation and breast milk deprivation will further contribute to bringing about a generation of beings capable of pulling the human enterprise back from the edge of unparalleled catastrophe. Following on the wounding implicit in that previous piece, Arnold Schwarzenegger changed my life. It was that moment in the first Terminator movie when the guy asks Arnold if he has a dead cat in his room. Scanning his list of possible responses, Arnold selected the phrase he had learned from the obnoxious punk rockers earlier in the film. He says, "Fuck you, asshole." Fuck you, asshole. The phrase epitomizing the very element of male rage that still to this day burns away in the hearts and no doubt makes utter train wrecks out of the lives of countless men who are racked with fear, hatred, and pain, and yet don't really understand what it is, much less what to do about it. Fuck you, asshole. More cases of domestic violence on Super Bowl Sunday than any day of the year as countless clueless men jacked up on beer, chips, and onion dip are driven into rages as the predictable outcome of watching their favorite gladiator sport. Fuck you, asshole. The tortured logic behind rape. Until the bitch wants to fuck you, I'm gonna have to fuck some sense into her. Fuck you, asshole. Many of them have penises considerably smaller than most any penis you ever see in the porn industry. Worsening matter still, absolutely none of the various penis enlargement products that they bought have done jack shit to change that. Fuck you, asshole. In a parallel universe, they'd be hung like fucking horses, able to swing it around like a piece of heavy rubber hose, using it to break 2x4s and bricks like in a karate demonstration. Fuck you, asshole. The sterile mechanical precision of a 5.56 millimeter cartridge is 55 grain semi-jacketed hollow point projectile exiting the barrel of a tactical carbine at velocities approaching 3,000 feet per second, designed to make a tiny little hole as it enters and then a great big fat hole as it exits on the other side. Fuck you, asshole. The eerie similarity between a man beating his wife who dared to disobey and a U.S. president bombing a country that dared to disobey. Fuck you, asshole. Dick Cheney, upon being informed by a reporter that the largest protests in world history were taking place in opposition to the run-up to the Iraq War, responded by saying, "So?" Fuck you, asshole. The convoluted matrix of wounding, fear, hatred, and pain, attached as with many rusty push pins at tormented acute angles to the disjointed armature of the American male psyche. Fuck you, asshole.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Man, fuck Cock Cheney, Dick Cheney, Prick Cheney. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna call me. God, mutilated dicks. Man, traumatic stuff. Stay the fuck off 4chan, kids. I'm serious. Stay off that side. It's stupid. God damn. Yeah, the Terminator. So much going on. I love it. Man, though, traumatic. That is traumatic. God, I'm sorry. Man, so much is wrong with the world. No shit. Right? God, I love it. I'm loving it. This is a good night. Okay, Will, come on up here. You're already up here.
I usually am. I like being right here.
Blocking my exit.
All right. I've had a crazy fucking week. Let me tell you guys. Well, let me tell you the poetry. Oh, fine. I think I read this first part here before. I'm not really sure, but here we go. I always say I don't know what to write, yet the words keep coming. Sometimes I wish it was true, yet the beat keeps drumming. -2 self-confidence, can't take fucking compliments. I'm trying to find a reason for all this nonsense. I wish I could say I'm empty-handed if it wasn't for all the blood on it. But the blood's mostly mine. I hope I can save myself in time. I've got this coconut and I've got no lime. And I'm just trying to shake it all up and still make sure there's enough to fill my cup. Because I'm one thirsty motherfucker, let me tell you. But I'm sure in the year I've been here, you've heard all about my thirst. I suppose it could be worse, but so could everything. We could just perceive it to be worse and just cut out the middleman. What's truly better for a curse to work than to place it yourself and believe it every day? You wake up and you're trash. You go to sleep and you're trash. I will never be more than a fuckboy. I will never be more than someone's chew toy. These are the words of my depression's ploy. Until someone proves these words untrue, I'm always on the path to find my way to you. This fucking unicorn. I'm attempting to visualize a vision that will realize into reality. But every day I fight my duality. A realist view of actuality can turn you very cynical. Combined with Virgo's analytical, and you get a man who by man's standards doesn't seem like much of a man at all. I'll keep telling myself I'm okay with it until I am. But frankly, I think I'm doing the best I can with this fucked up bisexual hand I've been given, or really that I gave myself with the uninformed and misguided decisions of my youth. But like all humans, I try to avoid actual truth in place of one I've created. 24 hours to go, I want to be sedated. Even back then, they knew the two were related, and now the bullshit is stronger. Fueled by years of powerful hate mongers, hate and fear mongers, maybe their illusion will last 1,000 years longer. Humanity is, if nothing else, stubborn. We can hold on. Can I? Yeah, a little. I guess I'm taking it down to a darker note. Here we go. This is called "I Don't Expect It To." Come look at my personality slides. The slide subsides every time I die. Lies belying my dying midnight rides. My time bides me. Leaving trees not tell not, or leaves of trees tell not the grain and the seed. Needs for knees weak is lost on what we seek. Seek not the bleak news weak. Ever reach higher. Never deny your fire. I spoke before of liars and dire trial diatribe. Fires dial in inside. Your deciding funeral pyre could be a torch that lights the course of your porous train of thought. Its source coming by Morse code forces your discourse forth and makes you look. It shook and took me back to chapter 0 in the book, a book I long ignored in its quiet nook. Already in the new chapter 2, I would call it luck if it hadn't brought me back to you. And reliving the true, the payment was due. I colored my heart in blue to match what was around. The sound was mounding and the hounds were bounding. I built a mound of everything I found to protect me. The vibrations of dogs surround and my scream is a whisper. Like the carrots in your crisper, you can't hear the whisper, but the lettuce you just put in there can. While your milk is catching a tan under the light in the front of the fan, the camera pans to you, Dan. I honestly have no idea what I'm saying anymore. But that's never stopped me from talking. Every day this path I'm walking, this thought I'm stalking and also blocking, that explains the people gawking as I'm flocking in the wrong direction. Someday I'll see it in quiet reflection. Upon inspection, the question yet to be mentioned will always be there, the thing I do not know. So I roll my Schwinn down these roads I know. I go like I know, like my ducks are road, because that's all I have left. Not left bereft, I know. You would have never guessed it, but frankly, I'm obsessed with things blessed, but the path is full of bullshit and fucked upetry. It hasn't ever stopped. I don't expect it to.
Ooh. Don't let anything stop you, especially physics. Damn, fuel physics. And I'm lucky. I am very lucky to be here and to hear your poems. You know, who did that? Someone want some water on? Because it's gonna get sweaty this year. I'm serious, it is. Oh, well, you did it, Jacob.
That's Rob's
Little
busy.
rascal. Man, though. Yeah, good lines all around. Thank you, Will. Fuck yeah! Oh, man, I love that. That sounded like a shotgun blast. Oh, Andrew, I didn't give you a warning. Ha ha! I said, Andrew, what happened to him? Oh, there he is. He has this nice haircut now. He's a good buddy of mine. We've been friends for a while. Take it away.
long the treatment takes and how she has to go back to work and teach high school and all this is like really hitting me. But I'm going to see her at the Oregon Country Fair, even though she can't come here. And she actually really wanted to come right here. She was so excited to come to Cush because she's been watching the links I send her on YouTube. So someday, next 2017. So then I have several people that are dealing with cancer, and one is actually dying right now. Her name is Juna. You can keep her in your thoughts or meditations or whatever you do. So this is for her. That epitome of mischievous, the slightly gap-toothed smile, those eyes shining across a room, that little head tilt, those boots and that skirt, that walk, that hint of a bouncing curl, That fierce truth barreling out in no uncertain terms, daring to be etched in our minds. That unyielding, tough love when necessary. That shield of tender love arching over it all. That constant willingness to bear witness to the intense pain of many. My hope and my prayer is that you now feel our love all around you, carrying you. How I cope. Trivial pursuits evaporate as word arrives. I fix my eyes on timberline and stars. Feet find familiar dirt through velvet night. Lungs burn as my pace quickens. Sharp rhythmic breathing lulls me into believing the beauty of the universe is just further up the trail. So that's all for me.
Fuck the nature call. Man. I missed most of that.
What did she call you?
She called me some very inappropriate things. So inappropriate, in fact, that I can't even say them here. But that's okay. What? I'll tell you after the show. Most of them are F words, but not the fuck kind. I mean, the fun kind. No, the fuck kind. Andy, come on up here. Oh, wow, your ukulele evolved.
I know.
It grew. Yeah, that's a Pokemon.
Feed your garden.
It grew.
All right.
It's the ukulele's grandpa.
Something.
Take it away.
Woo! How you guys doing? All right. So, just a word this week on attention and expectation. So we are here wandering this randomness, tight pattern or looseness, unfolding in our attention, recognizing that all we are is a little bit of misguided expectation. And here, yet we stand, despite needing or wanting or knowing. All I know is I'm going to do what I can. This is, so last week, at the end of the show, me and Shannon were chilling out in the back, and we came up with something inspired. So she said I can use her guitar this week. It's rising, the ocean is high. Fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, overflow. Let it fall, let it fall, let it fall, let it fall, a crumbling, sending down to the water. Inspiration falls in the middle on the things that we don't know what it is. Everything gonna rise, gonna fall, in the back to receive now. What can we do? Got nothing, we got nothing. Got choices and not the pain.
What is this rock I stand upon? My old conception. All the things fall away. I am bare bones before you are anyone we are something. It's rising, it's rising, it's rising water. It's falling in back to the water. My expectations, they seem nothing more than faded wind to go away. Behind me drawing, and I do go where my attention draws. All things returning.
If you had a CD, I'd put that on my writing list. Man, I wish I had a recording studio. If I was super rich, I'd sign a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I'd like write on their face.
Fuck yeah, labels.
Fuck yeah, labels. Yeah, fuck yeah, labels. God, I better not say that around those high schoolers.
Yeah,
They might
international.
fucking kill me. I mean, what? Oh, yeah! Yeah. Seriously though, I really wish I could sign you. That was beautiful and kind of and like very haunting. Bringing ghosts, yeah. That was awesome though. I love it. I love the variety. I like that we have a couple musicians here now too. Before, things were different, but I don't know. That's part of evolution. You know that thing they don't teach in some places. All right, Tawny, come on out here. Take it away. Yes.
So my first poem is I work at a shelter for domestic violence, but this is like written because there's a very specific way that like the grants and the funding works for it that makes it like limited to a very narrow population. And so this poem is in response to something that I became aware of there that was, I'll just read the poem, but like that's sort of the context of it because I talk about that a little bit, but I don't explain it, so I won't just say. Anyway, I hear screams. Somewhere tonight in Eugene, a terrible thing is happening. My pen recoils at writing the words. The effort to verbalize it sticks in my throat like a bone. Somewhere tonight in Eugene, a mother is too afraid to save her child from her child's father, and I hear screams. I answer the phone, crisis line, but do not ask, how can I help you? I know I cannot help. Somewhere tonight in Eugene, a terrible thing is happening. Nothing can be done by people like me to stop it. My house is not big enough to welcome everyone in. This child's mother, do not fit the bill. I am sorry, I say into the phone, and in my heart of hearts, I hear a child screaming. We do not have the money. Our shelter is for IPV. That is what our grants are for. This is child abuse. I cannot help you. I hear screams. My house is not big enough. I am sorry. My apologies mean nothing. This child is still slowly dying. A mother too afraid to save her child listens at the door, listens to this horrible thing. Later tonight, she will be bloodied. She is terrified. No one else will hear the screams. We all look away. The screams will visit me in dreams tonight. Suffice to say, my job is really stressful. Been having trouble with that lately, but that's okay. Next one. I worry when they accuse me of shaping for myself an echo chamber. Let me explain. The echo chamber being a place in which only your own thoughts, beliefs, politics, and values are expressed. The same things parroted back at you while you parrot it back at the limited circle which exists in your echo chamber. The echo chamber does not allow for disagreement or dissent. It does not permit personal growth or evolution. The purpose of the echo chamber is to protect yourself from all which you disagree with so that you never have to look at it and find it disagreeable. The echo chamber is the death of learning. I'm very anti-echo chamber, so I meditated long and hard before I turned off comments on a social media site in the wake of misogynistic harassment. Did I secretly long for an echo chamber? Is this what I was fashioning for myself? Was I simply unwilling to hear the opposing side? No, I came to realize I am simply unwilling to permit space for belittling, demeaning, and bigotry where I long for conscientious discussion, respect, and education. And a comment section is not the place to find those things. I don't know if you've frequented comment sections of late, but they are populated almost exclusively by trolls and troglodytes, with the rare exceptional flowers that are those people continuing to seek respect and fruitful dialogue. I'm not a fan of the echo chamber, and I do not seek one for myself. I welcome dissent, so long as it's neither cruel nor demeaning, and I have learned much in the past from disagreements that I may have found uncomfortable. I like to learn. I want to learn from my fellow humans. If you can frame a reasonable argument in a way that makes me pause to consider the nuances of what you have to say and how it fits or does not fit into my worldview and philosophy, and if you can cite the sources which shaped your mind into this pattern of thought so that I may review and consider them independently, potentially reshape myself into something wiser and better than I was this morning, and if you are willing to hear out my arguments and consider my citations with the same courtesy and due which I have heard you, we could even be friends. I love making friends. I love learning. I cherish education, but I disdain the echo chamber with almost as much insistence as I disdain the bullying that happens in those comment sections, though at least those pitiful interactions inspired me on this page and this stage. The echo chamber inspires nothing, which is why I am grateful that I have other corners of the internet to retreat to find my respectful dissent, sometimes backed with intelligence and education, sometimes not, sometimes changing minds and elevating understanding, though oftentimes not, sometimes forming new connections out of the gentle turmoil of thoughtfully worded disagreements, and sometimes not. But the comment section is not a place for that. So fuck this comment section, I'm out, and it has nothing to do with a desire for an echo chamber. If the numbers are slippy and slidey and shape-shifty and weird, that's okay. Don't worry. You've got this. Your brain is amazing and it may be tricky, but you've got this. Even if your beautiful brain trips on those slippery, trickery numbers, don't worry. You've got this. If someone tries to tell you that the faint slant of your brown eyes inherited from your mother means that your world should be those slippery, trickery numbers, unleash your potty mouth. I know it's there, a potty mouth to make me proud. And make so clear to them, you are not theirs to define, not theirs to label, to typecast. You are yours to be. Keep making your art, keep loving it. Keep telling your jokes and keep loving it. Be bright, for you are, even if your bright isn't the type they'd like you to be. You are bright, you are fantastic and wonderful, and you will be great. And I miss the presence of your ever-budding greatness.
Oh man. Fuck yeah, do something creative every day. Oh man, like come up with new types of insults. I don't know, I believe in doing something creative every day. I try to write something every day, especially considering I have a 320 something page book I'm mostly rewriting. Good Lord.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, Sidewalk Charlie. Yeah. Oh my goodness, though. Man, we are almost to the end of the night. We have exactly that many poets. Yeah, a magician never something cliched, something much. All right, Jacob, come on up. Before it's too late. God, he didn't like sneak up on me this time. That you surprised me.
Daka 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 daka. Free up the burner. Free up the burner. For fire up. You hire me. Now we gyre upon Kellogg's crest. Fried noodle. On here we rattle them homes. Fire up the difference in breath of fire and dragon's breath is the metaphor that connects the proportional potential energy in the air into my immunoadaptation. In firework, we lured the form into warm, always on a river's edge. Angrier thoughts not exist yet. Ain't thought scream about this shit for no well now maybe I'm kinda hush learning. That's cool if you wanted to teach me. May a wire out a time leave the body as we see under the interflux of be-thinning chimes to begin with din for a pulse width. Osh holotropica onda parasympathetica Ector of ammonia. Enter side lung and down to lungs in the back. Like an inspire that expired flame on fire. In like a saute of tethered noodles, tangled, sloshing, flambe, kerosene waved, polyleptical on life work, worming its way, helix sound of Zen cone that burns your life away. Like an incense, like an incense to be excensed in the protraction of the push, squoshed into timid rhythms of sedated octopuses sucking pus out of my opioidal milky black coat, endured by imits of in the way moved under fray words trough the wetness on a painting. Hell, with last deep breath, born of variation, she coddles the bowl in a way that only a stack of plates being shuffled into position in an order that replicates thoughts in a way that is logically is plausible in the columns of batteries and the calf muscles. Logically, I shouldn't be a burninate torrent of warlords in lineage aligned with mitogengischondria that recruited lineage, ancestral convergence, corn play in Cornish acid on corn is the mandalic convergence, iris on purified sugar in a form of insertion at both ends to portal out the way in a way that has a ends word to it that can't be worn, a lodef to open harmage lorn in a gush, float lush blood. Self-internal immolation showed that no up can be given in order to serve this purr, to subverve this purr. Pulse whisper in a fern's rush, gallons of high-grade biospheric maneuvers, biospheric dream as upwelling sorts out of immunodeficient protectors and rewhirls them in gravestones to be re-dream wove as love cauterized by ruptured canyon in annoyingly inward as we inward annoyingly in a warts empty space bitten off by the pavement of teeth as the concrete bites the curb. Nerd. Violence woven into rooted slaughtering wave of anxiety chasing or chased by meat, fucking meat, pork, a portal to poop in a hypno portal potamus's laboratory.
Money's nice, man. I just think I have this feeling one of these nights, there's just gotta be this fucking portal that opens up. All these fucking demons are gonna come. You gotta be careful. God damn, that's awesome. And you're totally right about cork and like you eat it, you shoot it out. You know, it's crazy. You know, that doesn't happen with other meats. God. Anyway, Denise has an announcement for us. Representing yet another something. Oh, I can ruin anything if I want, but I won't. Announce!
Okay. Well, I brought a piece and I wanted to promote the No Shame show, but I got here too late. This is so freaking popular. You got to get here at 7 to get into the lineup. So I just wanted to let everybody know that I work with No Shame Theater, No Shame Eugene. We have a free show on the first Friday of every month. We're part of the First Friday Art Walk. Starting at 7:30, we have belly dancers. That's our opening act. This is our anniversary show. Our belly dancers will be there at 7:30. 7:30 is also the time to come for talent sign up. We have 15 5-minute acts in our show, and that show starts at 8 o'clock. So
Where?
I got a little blah. At the purple portapotamus. Corner of 10th and 11th, 10th and Olive, cat a corner from the library, right on that corner. Atrium building.
Oh.
7:30, belly dancers, a talent show, 8 o'clock.
Free!
It's free! Oh. Sorry. We do have 3 rules of No Shame. All works must be original, just like here. Can't break anything, including the law. 5 minutes and the lights go out.
But you can't break taboos, right?
Oh, well, yeah, that's the. You can break taboos and we make exceptions for art.
First we get Tsunami in here, now we got No Shame. This is crazy. Looks like we're popular. Looks like we are popular. I mean, fuck.
Popular?
Yeah, it's true. You gotta get here before 7. Not because that's when sign up starts, but that's because like I don't know. I might have to start a battle royale. Yeah. You know, I mean, fucking. Well, I mean, once a month. I haven't mentioned Coliseum Night, not this week. Normally I do, but that's once a month too. That's when people get to tear each other limb from limb. You got like horses with spikes attached. Like it's fucking crazy. Like a pool of blood. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, I know, right? If you're a peaceful person, don't go. Do not mistake those events. Like, in fact, forget I mentioned anything. All right, Anna, you've been waiting. All right. Take it.
Okay. Unless you're back sometimes. Alright. So guess what? Lots of funny things happen in life. I peed on a lamp in my sleep.
Floor bed.
Or am I just making that up? Or am I just shy about that being the truth? Because the truth makes you shy sometimes, and I'm trying to ride that ride and up and down like a roller coaster, and the top goes. You've got anxiety, and that's okay. And anxiety is really not real sometimes. Or is it real? Perhaps these scary thoughts are real, and perhaps the fear is just coming up to the top of that roller coaster and feeling that edge like I've been hearing people are feeling nowadays. And then picture when you just fly and you can hover like a hummingbird up and forth and just hummingbird hovercrafts. That's where you are. It is the future. It is now. I am so happy to talk strange and stalk strange. Corn stalks are strange when they grow. I saw them today,
and they were about like this big, and they had 2 little leaves coming up, and that's usually how plants are growing. Like beans, they have like, you know, you set them as a little bean, like the bean that you see you buy from dried, and you place it kind of up, kind of close to the surface. So this is my garden metaphor of life. Here's my title. And then you water it. You water it a lot. It's like you're giving it blood. And that blood seeps down, and it doesn't just feed your seed, it feeds seed. Taboos aren't really taboos, only if you think they are. Only if you believe in that one day you won't. Gosh, I'm coming to these metaphors that's like you're all coming up to something, and like what's gonna happen, and maybe we are this hoverboard, and maybe it's not really touching the ground, and then you're in this limbo. But then you think otherly, and we have that freedom to think otherly. And unless you don't have faith or hope, or however you may use your language for it, whatever your beliefs are, that you're gonna pop through the little bit of earth one day, then like, are you just gonna be a dormant being, like living in your cocoon that you should have seen something else like real soon? And it's like feeling that first 2 little sprouts coming up. You're just a little, you know, thick white sprout. You buy green sprouts in a bag sometimes from the grocery store, and they go bad in a few days. And then you don't compost it. Ah! Oh no! And then, and you come up with 2 leaves like this, right? So this is the surface. You come up like this, and then you have this little top of your head, right? But sometimes you have like one like this, and then you finally like feel the sun, and you get all that bloody water, and you're becoming born again. And then you keep on growing and growing, and then you start to see more of who you are, and grow more leaves, and make connections underneath to where you began, and forming communities around those little types of roots connected to fungus, connected to moss, connected to your lawn. Scratch that. You take a shovel and you scratch the lawn away, and then you plant something else there. The fertilizer compost that you made out of your food scraps. And I'm sorry if this is being too political with what I'm saying, or maybe I'm unsure about how to say things that I believe and grab a hold. Yeah. What is it feeling? I'm still running now. I'm just feeling the sun. Sometimes there aren't any days.
So, what's on that piece of paper? You gotta read that to us?
Okay, I've misplaced my other written stuff. I was writing, like, instead of texting in the car, I was like writing in the car, like on my at the stoplights, and then so now I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Talking backstage with people, about like how to freestyle it. So when I'm freestyling, and then I was doing my homework at the same time about like feminist view of the self. And for me, the idea of feminism just like it's a challenge. It's a challenge to norms that we make. But then again, it's just like what everyone does: feminist, non-feminist, eco-feminist, eco-tourist. You're still that self. See what I'm saying? So that's perhaps I'm challenging. This is why it's so complicated. And so these are just kind of scrap thoughts about what's been going on with that paper, and how the fuck do I put this down into like a essay, or like a 500 word essay, single space. And make sure you damn do it before midnight. Well, I have been kind of stressful lately, I admit. I guess that's okay. I'll forgive myself. Another weird thing happened was I was a bad babysitter. Ooh, I felt that responsibility and just kind of flopped and still working on forgiving oneself, forgiving other people, and that I'm sorry for whoever that is that was first. What am I sorry for?
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm still growing. So go back to the bean. I'm just a bean. My mom was more of a string bean, kind of shaped like, but still kind of short like me. And sorry for the miscommunication. Something flopped. Something flopped. I admit that. And yeah, maybe it doesn't have a word to it, right? And maybe that's that connection. That is that lack of forgiveness, which is ultimate forgiveness, which is just in the middle. Hoverboarding. Come back to these images. Come back to Earth. How Earth is silenced by patriarchal behaviors. Sometimes patriarchy is matriarchy, which is why it's hard to be just a feminist or just oneself or community. You guys got it.
Yeah. God, I'm really happy the Earth doesn't literally scream, or the sun doesn't scream at us. That would be terrible. But yeah, no, it's a rough world, you know. They're like, no. I don't know. I think feminism's very, very, very important. Then take down all the archies. Take them down. The arches. Yeah, the monarch.
Damn,
fuck that guy. He's a failure as a supervillain. Harsh. Anyway, I'm hungry, and we have reached the final frontier. The four poets of the Poetocalypse. The first of which is Sienna. You probably need a safe place for your last name. That is the safest place.
I'm holding this and my pee right now. It's gonna go good.
Oh,
So
take it away.
I wrote this today. It's not really a poem. I'm gonna read it anyway. It is called The Adult. Most of us hate ourselves, but at the same time, we can't get over ourselves and think our experience is the most important. The experience we hate, but many of us enjoy, but we would rather be greedy than grateful, so we hate it. Most of us hate others because of fear and jealousy. We kill and abuse those we don't understand because we never wanted to listen to them, perhaps for the ever-lurking dread of, but what if they're better than me? We hate those who seem to not hate themselves, so we can think to ourselves, why don't they hate themselves like I do? That's not right, I'll fix it. We hate the vulnerable, so we can ease our hidden wounds of self-doubt with the irresistible, addicting elixir of dominance. We are so cruel to ourselves and each other, and then we all get mad about it and start scrambling for a scapegoat so we can ignore that we all caused it and we're all still perpetuating it by playing the blame game instead of actually trying to address our problems. It's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever met an adult human. I've met humans older than 18, but I've never met a person who fit the concept I had as a child of an adult. It's a difficult thing to describe. It's its own world. But I think it's a thing we all feel regardless of age in fleeting moments throughout our lives, whether we feel it in ourselves or witness it in others. It's that mantle of calm responsibility, rational thinking, compassionate action. It's the stern benevolence that always seeks the paths of least harm and most efficiency. It is the adult human we only speak of when vocalizing pride in our species' superiority. I say that word sarcastically because we clearly aren't very superior if we drive the early extinction of ourselves and countless others for no other reason than we were clever and we became obsessed with a figment of our imaginations. A deadly game of adding numbers to your label. Oh, you win, cockroaches, you win. Yet, for all our sense of entitlement when it comes to raping the ecosystems of our home, because we've decided our made-up systems are more important than the natural ones we rely on and are still a part of and always will be, no matter how much in denial about it we're in, for all that arrogance, still,
When we talk to each other and when we talk to ourselves in our own heads, we can't help but balance that engorged sense of privilege on the cracked foundation of doubt, criticism, and worry. We string the threads of, I deserve this, and I deserve this, together like DNA, connecting them with the bars of envy, admiration, scorn, adulation, understanding, frustration, and on and on and on. But it is not balanced like DNA. It does not have a stable form. We house the notions of being entitled to longevity and security at the expense of our species' longevity and security in the same body as the notions of casual self-loathing and resentment. I've never met an adult. I've only met children. Children who either tell me all we can do is have fun, or children who say if we do what the adults tell us to do, we'll all be okay. That there are no adults, only opportunistic children lying about being adults. Humanity has evolved from its infancy, yes, but we're still only toddlers with poison and bombs and spacecrafts. We have been too clever for our own selfish good, and now we're all going to need to grow up if we really want to give our species a chance at being what we really want it to be, what so many of us lie to ourselves about it being already. Here's to the adult human. May they one day exist. This next poem is 10 years old, but I'm going to read it anyway. Yeah. It's called Carefree. And if I should probably start at the beginning. Okay, there we go. Whoa! Look at all these beautiful towers, castles in stone and metal and glass, holding us all in. Oh, how pretty it all is. Sharp and rigid as prison, like sophistication, full of businessmen and aquariums of air swimming about like bloated, forgetful fish. They're all too wishy-washy for terrariums, I hear. Look at all the people hurting themselves along the pavement, capturing their lives in fake faces and small spaces and growing green on countertops of mahogany. Trees and bowls of their fellow corpses. On surfaces we clean at the expense of valleys. Look how happy we are with this world we made. And yet we get to pretend we're still part of the earth. Little children play around the house, you hide and I'll hunt. Now we get to be curly willows and tie ourselves into physical knots for spiritual healing. Put a CD on of a rainstorm. And yay, we're one with nature again, sitting with our lightning-powered blankets on chairs with speakers, listening to the blizzard outside until the wind knocks a tree into your house. Then it's time to toss the CDs and let Mother Nature know you're not fucking around anymore. And isn't it impressive? Isn't it impressive how our glass towers shimmer and shine? No one could ever ask for a better cage than the ones we have. Open doors and empty rooms, and what a lovely view of the hill with hundreds of houses littering its sides and peak. I'm sure a more gorgeous sight couldn't possibly exist. Such a comforting roar, always, always, of millions of voices of humans, cars, phones, shoes, alarms, electricity, machines, all buzzing together in abstract harmony. And sometimes in the dead of night, if you listen, you can still hear the soft moaning of creatures forced beneath us, praising our domination and the wonderfully toxic new world we've built. You see, they're just so soft on all our coats and blankets, soft even on the streets as they become our natural speed bumps, decorating our roads with radiant red splatters. And aren't we so ingenious to have found a way to mass produce life? Those cows are just so tasty, all ground up, chewy, and homogenous. We really are all one now. And the world keeps getting better, warmer every year. Everyone likes summer, and now it will stay longer. Who needs snow when you've got water skis? And we'll always make sure those with silver spoons and golden gates are help the most. We must keep them gold and silver, hold them up with our enduring stone hands so they can live our dreams and be our idols, tell us what we need to have and what we can live without, and take the rest so we don't get greedy. And in return, we can have all the mindless entertainment we desire. And if it turns out too many people cost too much, we have that most glorious of sights, our great mushrooms of smoke and flame to fix anything that may go wrong, so we can break the other people's cages and put them out of their misery. We know they're sad because their glass and steel isn't as pretty or shiny as ours. But after we help them, they can build bigger towers with smaller rooms, and they'll be just like us, and they'll be happy. We're so happy. And if we want to eat lots of food that is extra processed, we have doctors now to trim and tuck us in, make us beautiful again. And we never have to worry about anything because everything's unlimited. So we don't need to take care of anything anymore. Not our families, or peers, or land, or animals, or even water, because it comes in plastic bottles from some magical infinite source. They keep telling us everything's fine and grand. This amazing new age we live in couldn't possibly get any better. And why would anyone lie when we all have so much to be thankful for. Like even the fact that we don't need to be thankful for anything or love or respect anything, because everything's ours and everything that isn't will be soon, or we can watch it on TV. God bless America that we can all be carefree.
Oh, God.
Oh man, that was fucking epic. Definitely. Yes. God bless New America. The states had it coming anyway. Yeah, I do. I love these. You know, veterans don't give me any trouble now. Hey man, they've been through a lot. I think, God, though, so much, man, so much fast food media garbage. I guarantee next time you get on Facebook, there's gotta be something else that's really stupid you're gonna see. It's gotta be like that little frog on the unicycle. I hate that shit. It's like, what's so funny? It's like, it's stupid. It's like not even funny. It's like, is that the joke that it's not funny? That's a shit joke.
It's a-referential. That's the joke.
Oh, I thought it was just trash media. My bad. All right, Chris, come on up here. Second of the Poetopolis.
This is my first time reading here.
Well, I mean, in front of that stool I
In
placed
front of
there.
Mr. Stool.
Mr. School.
It prefers to be called Mr. Crap. Ha! Take it away.
Okay, well, let's do. I wrote a ballad. I wanted to write a ballad because I learned about them, and somebody begged them up, and I was like, oh, geez, that sounds good, a ballad. This one's called The Ballad of Sir Paul McCartney.
Oh yeah.
It's got a rough ending. Here we go. It goes.
Oh, no.
The Queen sits in London. The Queen sits down in London town, drinking the Earl Grey tea. Oh, where will I get a good pop star to sing songs with Kanye? It's a real dark ballad. Up in spoke North Country man, his ears tuned to the west. Call upon Sir Paul McCartney. His pop music's the best. The summons sent, it found Sir Paul was walking above the firth. He laughed aloud at Queen's request. It filled him with mirth. For in England, Paul'd sing anything. He'd play Queen's Jubilee. This is so badly. Just the handwriting is bad. Everything else is good. He'll sing a song for Kim Jong-un. If Queen, it would appease. But Oprah told him not to sing. True story. It is the N word's not for thee, nor is it for me. Its time is past. It only bad can be. She's the voice of fucking reason. It's Oprah. A tear ran down our Oprah's cheek. And Paul his shame betrayed, but still he stood his English ground and featured on all day. It's a hit, I guess. Make haste, Kanye in tone. But Paul had played too slow. Speed up his track, we will fear not, once he leaves studio. So what the Queen wants, the Queen gets. Some harmony with the Yanks. And, you know, at the end of there, I'm just going to leave it blank, you know. Yeah, I think that's true. It happened in BBC's interview. Just so you know, it's a memorable event worthy of song. Ballads, the purpose of a ballad is, or some guy said that. A Southern gentleman. Michel Foucault properly scolded. These problems aren't going to go away just because you have stopped looking at them, Michel. You act as if everybody knew what you meant, as if everybody ought to be satisfied with your answers. Live for us. Show us your example. Don't take risks where we can't follow. Don't commit suicide. It's too stressful. It is unreasonable. It is too extreme for me to follow. I know I'm going to die, but what happened to your monkey sphere? Who left you all alone? Why did you abandon us? Why did you fist people? Why did you get fisted? What the fuck is wrong with you? What did you take? What fucked up your brain? Or was it acid? Did you literally put acid into your body on purpose? And become a Mad Hatter, holding tea parties with imaginary people and forgetting that real people might benefit from your wisdom day to day? You selfish piece of shit. We needed you to leave, not sign off and go party. Where's your sense of community? You did not do it alone. Why do you hate us? Why do you hate yourself? There's so much to love. Why don't you read your own feelings journal and not try to be so goddamn consistent? We are not like you, Michelle. Don't put your lack of emotion on us. Fuck us with it. Fisted us with words until satisfied you retired to the desert, the oasis of your mind. Were you always so cool? What equilibrium bore you? What lacunae conceived of as neutral a being as Michel Foucault? Poor bitch. And that's, I think that's a good way to end, because this is all just hilarity. That I'll have to say. Read it. Okay, I got time left. Okay, let's find something that's actually decent and not just. So this is inspiration from, like, I don't know, just the most absurd sort of idea interpretation of facts. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is kind of fun. I mean, if we're ranting, okay, but this is on the same topic. Your drugs cause central nervous system injuries. CNS is not a myth. See, the central nervous system is not a myth. We're not light. We're chemicals, not water fairies glimmering in the morning dew creation. That is the childhood you must grow out of in order to thrive. Whose tool are you? Do work, son. Go home to mom, because she'll see you as a fucking alien if you treat her like that. Get wrecked, kid. I can't wait to get out of this town because I have a felony conviction, and my circumspection and due diligence is met with distrust and impressive journalism. This is, the very dark day for Chris. Here goes. I can't give consent if I'm fucked up on illegal hallucinogens. The law protects me from the behaviors to which I do not consent. The law will co-opt the language of feminism in due course, I've no doubt. The meek inherit the earth, and the rich drug pushers inherit the wind and blow smoke in the faces of people like me, base and superstructure and bourgeoisie. Get on my level the playing field. Perhaps we should fear that Christopher is manic, hypomanic, way above baseline, way above baseline, and other fun narrative keywords aimed and fired into my head from the battlements of the ruler's castle. My rhetoric is my culture. My terms are those which I have decided to articulate for myself and for no other. Respect my boundaries when I appeal to that third thing, the big dumb, as I call it, because it is a thing that acts on behalf of those who appeal to it. And if you do not respect me, I will appeal to the law in order to protect my physical suzerainty. My body is my own. I insist on homeostasis under the law. God bless the United States of America, for we are infinitely capable of undertaking our own revolution as long as parents continue to raise children away from the madding crowd. I have let so much go forgiven on account of my idealism and on account of my own miscarriage of justice. That is awesome. Judge Dredd. I'm Judge Dredd, apparently. I think that's a good way to end. Yeah, Judge Dredd.
Yes, that makes me happy. Oh man, I love that. God, yeah, here's to the CNS. Seriously, I'm on medication that affects my nervous system. It's a real thing, Like, no, pharmaceuticals are bad for everyone all the time. They kill. It's like, well, some of us benefit off them, and we can't just fucking drink a vial of acid every morning and fucking orange. Anyway, that made no sense. So, enough on that. Please, thought we got our final new poet of the night, named Juno. Come on up here. Also, our penultimate poet.
Actually, this is more fun.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That felt really good. Wow. What a humbling pantheon of cool shit. Reading takes a lot of guts. But speaking of guts, did you know that if every human laid out their intestinal system from end to end, they would all die? Oh.
once. It's a fun word. Born today, scared the first time, I won't be now. I'll go literally by my own heartbeat. We're picking up speed, there is no real way of knowing which direction we are going. Real quick, can you feel every single muscle in your face? There's a lot of them. Playing with the mind is great, and so is playing with sound. Great. Freedom. Great, great ecstasy of being freedom. Belonging to my longing. Experiment in the museum. Experience a great mouthful of chewy, gooey, sticky caramel. Do I make you feel anything? Great, bereft. Those are my notes. How extraordinary, how extra boring, aviary, mastery of the mind, mastery over the body, not a drop of water, the ocean, and a miracle, miracle of the ego of the greatest architect, Ionian, classical, modern miracle. Now breathlessly I fall away, feeling better that way, positive discomfort. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's what my friend Andrew Higgins says. That was Gonzalez, and then that's Andy, and then there's another Andrew who is here but didn't perform tonight.
Yeah, Andrew.
Dude, I should start a club for Andrews.
Andrew Club.
Yeah, the first rule of Andrew Club is do not parody Chuck Palahniuk. He'll fucking stab you. Well, or he'll forget your name, like he did mine. I met him, and he didn't remember my name. Oh, dude, he's fucking famous. He's met like 1 billion people. I mean, I can't like go, how dare you? Fight Club. Yeah. Fucking way more talented writer. Yeah, fuck you. I look up to you. Fuck no. All right, Megan, come on up to the stage. Our final. Who also doodles like me. We both doodle.
Right on.
Yeah, she's not gonna show us. Take it away.
Oh.
I tricked her into doing it anyway.
It was not a trick, it was a conscious trick.
Take it away.
All right.
Time's wasted. Sorry. Love you. Just saying.
What was life like before the Matrix? Spirit waves. Pay attention to how long you're in each space. Interesting how consciousness changes, sometimes so in touch, sometimes so far away, sometimes so cosmic, sometimes so singular. Does my mind even exist? What if we were descendants from a more direct line of connection to those whom were never a seed in the Matrix machine? Aphrodite had to make peace. That lives in our times now. Peace between Apollo and Dionysus. Okay, this is a different one. Make art. May the breath of this honey sing in sweet lulls against your skin. As seas push and pull against your skin, think of your mother's garden. And if your mother did not have a garden, think of her eyes. The way the leaves of her dogwood soul slipped into the cuptic, fertile autumn earth, and you grew orange like the tint of her hair in Spencer's Sons. Think of the scent of raking up her leaves into piles, Crunching aromas, the last June bug holds call for his passing. Crisp, the morning air kissed your cheeks and hers. Pink, fall away, and the leaves that were green turn to brown, and they wither in the wind, and they crumble in your hand. Woodle goodlin. Doodlin, doodlin. Doodle, doodle, doodlin. Coodle, doodlin. Toodly, yoodler. Boodle, roodlin, toodlin, roodlet. I discovered my dark with you. You, in witness of the undulation of snake shedding skin, birthed into new patterns, pitter, patter, pitter, patter. In truth, you've seen me naked before I knew the sacred cloth. I would open to you belly to belly, but so far away, so I open to you soul mind to soul mind. So I keep having this experience that I can never, ever truly name. It's as if I can feel the cosmic eternal vastness of existence sighing her tears, turning to dust. Her worn hands turning to dust. And in that dust today we smell rose petals, dry, ground to a powder. We sift with the ashes of our grandmothers and our grandfathers. And little goopin to you.
The small fairy with the big, big voice.
Nature, fuck what it calls. When it calls, just press the ignore button. Oh man, though, I gotta say, fall's my favorite season. Oh yeah, and sorry for interrupting your silence, but that's kind of something I'm gonna start doing now when people go up and they're silent for a bit. I know it's like a thing they do to decompress. It's just, I don't want to miss your poem.
Personally, that's part of the poem. It's not just
No, I know. But I also know that this isn't a discussion. But, Overlord! Look, I love you guys. I'm not a bully here.
Thank you, James.
I'm not a bully. I am someone who cares a great deal about this. Then, I don't know. It's just kind of like, it's just something that kind of...
Bully to you.
Oh, man. I knew I was in for it. But remember something. I do put this on. I do this for all of you. And every now and then I slip up. You know? And I also feel like it's important that y'all get your time. And that when I go up with the timer, you're not in the middle of a sentence or something. You know? That, and I don't know, deal with it. I love you guys. I love this event, and I will do anything to keep it alive. Like, I would punch a clown to death if I like, if there was a clown that was trying to light the building on fire, I'd beat the shit out of it. Also, why would that happen? Anyway, this has been page 2 poetry at the Cush Cafe.
Thank you, James.
It feels really good how much this event's taken off. I'm really grateful for all of you. I'd like to have a big round of applause to all the poets. And thank you. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
What's that? Oh, we have an announcement to make?
Little tail end of things here. There's an exercise in poetry called the parallel universe, and it's very good for your talent there. And you have to think of opposites. Now, what is the opposite of fuck yeah?
Fuck now.
No, that's not good enough.
All right.
It's
All right.
wimpy
Abstain, no.
Wimpy no is better.
No
Abstinence,
abstinence. That would be the
There
opposite.
you go.